Hi guys, Lori here. I just wanted to come on here and do my July book haul. And July isn't over yet, but I am going on vacation for like 4 or 5 days. So, and I actually do have a lot of books. I just want to preface this by saying a lot of my friends went to ALA and I've been meeting up with them all over in the month of July. So I wound up getting a lot of these arcs from them because they went to the convention. I also am a teacher, so I have a lot of time off in the summer. And whenever I go to the city, I tend to go book shopping. And I also went to Epic Reads Day. But yeah, let's get into it. I did go to Epic Reads Day. It was so fun. This is my second year going. I went last year and really enjoyed it. Went back this year, had a really, really fun time. I do have pictures on my Instagram of all the stuff that I got. It was a super fun experience. We got to meet like, I would say 5 authors. I'll show you what authors that I met because one got sick and wasn't there, but everyone else was there. It was a really, really fun experience. If you're in New York City in the month of July, I would highly recommend you look into it. It's a really cool experience and it's a lot more laid back than like BEA and BookCon in New York City Comic Con. Like it's not as stressful as all that. I think it's about $60 or $50 depending on when you get your tickets, but it was a really enjoyable experience. I'm gonna show you the books that I got from that event. The first book that I got and I was able to meet this author is The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. He signed it, which was really, really nice as well. This is a contemporary novel and it's about this guy named Jack. And I guess like he winds up having this relationship with a girl named Kate. And unfortunately, something happens that leads to Kate's death. And then he winds up getting caught in like a time loop that winds up letting him go back to when Kate is still alive. So this book, I think, is like a series of, I think it's a, I don't know. I think it's about a series of like different timelines, but it might be one timeline where he's trying to save Kate. Um, and he was really compelling in the talk that he gave. I've heard of this before, but I never read it. So yeah, I really hope that I enjoy it. And I tend to read contemporary books in the summer a lot. Also, this is set in like, I think, where's this book set? I don't know where this one is set. It might be set in New York. But I know the other one is. So if I wind up enjoying it, I might give it to the kids that I work with. But it is signed to me. So if I love it, I might wind up keeping it as well. But yeah, that's the first book that I wound up getting and the first author that I wound up meeting. This was funny. So we were all like in tables and there was Epic Read balloons that had like the names Epic Reads and the paperweights was like arcs. So at the end, like, oh, just you can take as many of them as you want. So I was handing out the book, so I wound up getting one. And I wound up getting Last Things by Jacqueline West. And I'm just gonna read the little thing. It's like a dark magnetic thriller about the cast of talent and evil that lurks just out of sight. From New York Times bestselling author, fans of Holly Black and Victoria Schwab will be memorized. It's about a boy. He is unusually gifted, and his band is like legendary in his towns. Is the focus of her head, but then theme about a newcomer is one of his admirers. Thea seems to turn up everywhere Anders goes, gigs at the local guitar. When strange things start happening to Anders, the disappearance of his beloved cat, then his sort of girlfriend, and somehow his musical talent, blame immediately falls on Thea. But is she trying to hurt him or save him? Could he trust a girl who doesn't seem to know the difference between dreams and reality? And how much are you both willing to compromise to get what they want? That sounds really interesting. It looks like a really creepy cover too. I mostly took it for the cover, and the book that I wanted someone else had called, so I couldn't get that one. But it sounds really interesting, and hopefully that I enjoy it. This was the author that unfortunately had a family emergency and had to leave, but With the Fire on High is by Elizabeth Acevedo, the same author that wrote Poet X. It's about this girl named Emery Sanders. She wound up having a baby when she was 15. And I know that she loves to cook. So I think it's a thing about her trying to find her place, dealing with cooking, following her dreams, all that stuff. And I read another book about cooking recently, and I wasn't the biggest, well, I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was Love a la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strom. But this, again, seems to be a little bit of like a, ooh, and this cover jacket is so pretty. But I think it seems with some darker and like harder issues, and I know people have loved Poet X, so hopefully I'll get to dive into this read soon as well. This was the book that Was really excited for her. I got a display copy at BEA, but she was there, so I wound up getting another copy. I'll either do a giveaway or I'll wind up trading it. Um, but so Serpent and Dove is magic is hunted and witches are burned and bent out are for revenge. And I think this witch winds up marrying a witch hunter. That sounds like a recipe for chaos, but I really hope that I like it. Oh, also, Epic Reads does have out new shirts. They have a couple of different tile. I have no shelf control. It's lit, and I'd rather be reading. So if you go to epicreads.com, you will be able to order them. I got one shirt. It's in my closet, but all the designs are really, really cute. And I also got to meet her. She was awesome. She was on a panel with Victoria Aveyard. But yeah, it just sounds really interesting, and I might actually wind up reading this book for the BookTubeathon this week, so we'll see how that goes. This was another book that I've never heard of this author before. Well, I've heard of her, but I haven't read anything. Let Me Hear a Rhythm by Tiffany D. Jackson. She was lovely. She set this book in like 1998, which I grew up in 1998. But it basically follows this trio of characters, and one of their friends had passed away, but he was really into music, so it is their determination to turn him into a rap legend, but he's dead. So I think that that's really interesting, and I love books that set are in the 90s because I grew up in the 90s. This is also set in New York, which I think is awesome. I teach in New York. I work in Astoria, so I would love to pass this on to my kids and show them that the 1998 did exist, and we did not have cell phones because they still question me about that every single day. And then I did wind up getting the collector's edition of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. She was lovely in person, and I've never actually met her. So this was really, really nice. I have read book 1 and 2 in this series. I loved book 1. I really struggled with book 2, and then I never read book 3. So it's possible that I will definitely try to listen to book 2 again and then go on, but at least I will have this book for my collection. She did say she's working on a new fantasy series, so I'm really hopeful that I will love that series because I loved Red Queen and I just didn't love Glass Sword. So maybe now that I have it, I'll give book 2 a second chance. But this cover is so pretty. This backing is so pretty, and it also has I think it has special editions in the back if I'm remembering correctly. But it was so nice to meet her and see her because you don't often get to see her because you don't often get her books personalized because she hurt her hand. And then the last author that I met was Tahereh Mafi. They were giving out copies of Shatter Me. I did read this at some point, but I never finished it. And I know that she's finishing the series, so I don't know that I have a copy. I might be motivated to at least read it again and see if I like it. But I did actually want to meet her. So about 5 of my friends went to ALA, so a lot of them was kind enough to bring me back books, which is so appreciative. They did not have to do that. They really didn't. But I am so appreciative for them. I was unable to go, and I probably won't be able to go anytime soon because I work that week. But I'm so grateful for these books. They know that I love middle grade. So most of these books are middle grade, but some of them are YA. This deck is mostly middle grade. But the first one that I wanted to pick up was Shadow School by J.A. White. And this is a school, something's not right at Shadow School. This is about a girl named Cordelia. She's so excited to go to this school, but she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched. And then she sees the ghosts are everywhere in the school. Cordelia teams up with her new friends Benji and Agnes to find out why the spirits are at Shadow School and how to set them free, but the place is created with more sinister intentions, and someone is willing to go to extreme lengths to ensure the ghosts stay trapped forever. That sounds cool. I love books like Stranger Things, like TV shows like Stranger Things, so this is right up my alley. And it also is a really, really short read. But yeah, this is a middle grade story that I'm super excited for. This is another one called The Good Thief. Good Thieves by Catherine Rindell, and I heard about this on the Owl Crate from the middle grade lady. I cannot remember her name right now, but I love her picks, so whenever I see books that she always recommends, I always write them down. But this is Catherine. This is her 5th novel. When Vida's grandma is taken away from him by a powerful real estate mogul, Vida knows it's up to her to make things right. With the help of a pickpocket and her new circus friend, she creates a plan, break into the mansion, and set up what's rightfully her grandfather's, expose the real estate for the crook he really is. But 1920s Manhattan is ever-changing and full of secrets. It might take more than Vita's ragtag gang of misfits to outsmart the city that never sleeps. So this is also this. So this is set in the 1920s. I'm curious to see if there will be some magic elements included, but so far it sounds like a really, really fun read. And this is one that is, the next couple are all young adult, but this is Dear Haiti, Love Elena. And this is, I'm just going to read you guys this exceptional debut of two sisters capturing a sparkling by two sisters. Oh, it's by two sisters. Captures a sparkling new voice and an irresistible heroine in celebration of storytelling that will be remembered long after readers finish, told in unique and engaging essence style through emails, journal entries, text letters, and more. Dear Haiti, Love Elena is a book we've all been waiting for. And I think that after something at school happens, and she finds herself suspended and shipped off to Haiti, she has to spend her summer as like a volunteer. It's definitely not vacation, but there are some nice perks. And there's probably a boy that's involved. I've actually heard really good things. It's funny, so I actually know a girl named Elena, so if I wind up really liking this, I might wind up giving it to her. Another book that I wound up picking up was The Survivalist by Courtney Chamel. But this is, what do you do when when you lose the person you love most? I love books like with letters and like lists, but when her older sister is killed and dies by suicide, Sloane, why would she make that choice? The only clue Talia has left Sloane is a list of random places and names along with the phone number of a boy named Adam. Is Sloane ready to learn the truth about the secret her family has been hiding for years? Pay attention to the details. That sounds really interesting. And again, this seems like it would be a very, very emotional read, but also a read that I will really connect to. I also end up getting an arc of Murder Funding. I haven't read Murder Trending, but I want to. So this was just another kick to actually read it. So this is super exciting. This is finally something mysterious. This doesn't come out to April, but it's about Paul Macaroni and his friends, who has only called themselves the one and onlys, are always on the hunt for a good mystery. By solving the case of the missing remote, it is ultimately not satisfying. So when their neighbor's lawn becomes covered with rubber duckies overnight, they cannot believe that such a great mystery has fallen in their laps. Soon they are collecting clues. Suspects begin piling up. Is it the grumpy next-door neighbor with the broken taillight, or the kid with the mud on her shoes? The one and onlys are on the case. This again is a super fast read, but I love mystery novels. I tend to devour them, and I love middle grade mystery novels. So hopefully I enjoy this one as well. The next one I got is League of Secret Heroes Cape, book 1, and this is about a girl. It's set in like World War I. She can't fight, so she uses her help the war effervescent. But after being rejected from a puzzle-cracking tryout just because she's a girl, Josie is made into a secretive program along with two friends, Iko and May. Their shared love of female superheroes becomes reality one extraordinary afternoon as they find themselves transformed into the newest and youngest Cape heroes in town. Using their smarts, newfound powers, and teamwork, it's up to the dynamic trio to outmatch a shape-shifting henchman, crack the code on a top-secret project that hits close to home, and bring back the missing heroes once and for all. Inspired by remarkable real-life women from World War II, early comic book heroines, this plus-plodding adventure features bold action, brave thinking, and empowering belief that every one of us has the stuff to be a hero. That sounds awesome. I so want to read this book. It sounds like it will be a perfect mix of historical fiction, but also superheroes, and I just love that. I love putting this book in girls' hands, and this book will definitely go to my kids when I'm done with it. And the last one in this stack that I got getting was The Shortest Distance Between Love and Hate by Sandy Hall. Paisley and Carter on the fast track to becoming a couple, but when it is revealed that she met Carter before and Carter was being really mean to her best friend in middle school, that may change their relationship. So those are in one stack from one person. So thank you very much for my friend for getting me all these books. And now let me show you the other stack. I don't know a lot about these books because my friends just knew that I liked middle grade. So if I know anything about these books, I will say it. But most of these books are kind of new. I just read the back and I was like, oh, these sound really interesting. But I don't know a lot about them right now. So the first one I got was Friend or Fiction by Abby Cooper, and this comes out in October. And I think it's just a contemporary story. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is just a contemporary fiction story. This is The Year We Fell from Space. This is from Scholastic. And this is another one about just like a contemporary story. This is The Red Zone. This is an earthquake story, and this is actually a graphic novel. This is from Amulet Books, and it comes out in September. Another from Amulet is called The Last Human. The world where humans are extinct, what will one curious robot do when it finds a girl who needs his help? I love stories about like robots or animals and the relationship between them and kids. I think it's really, really fun. And then these two I actually know because I actually requested these from my friend, but it's Deadly Little Scandals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the sequel to Little White Lies that I loved last year, and I really hope to read this soon, but this book does come out in November. And I also wound up getting a copy of The Fowl Twins by Ian Colfer, which is going to be the new spin-off to the Artemis Fowl series. I'm really excited for this one as well, and I actually missed it at BEA, so I was really happy that I wound up getting a copy. And this is a couple ones that I just don't know a lot about, but it's Martin McLean, Middle School Queen by Ashley Zanka. And this is just another contemporary book. Saving Fable by Scott Rignett. I don't know much about this one, but I know that the summary sounded really interesting. This is one I actually traded for, The Memory Thief by Lauren Manzi, and this is about a society where memories are like the currency, I think. I got another one I called Our Year in Love and Parties by Karen Hartrup, and this comes out in October. And the last two is The Whispering Wars by Jacqueline Moriarty, and then Malamar by Thomas Taylor. So those are the books that I got from my other friend. Thank you so much for all these ARCs. I really appreciate it. And now let's move on to the stuff that I wound up buying this month. The books that I wound up buying this month, I wound up picking up Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuestion. This is a book about the president's son and the Prince of England, and I guess they wind up having, there's like some drama that happens, and then they wind up trying to like have a play friendship to like appease the media, but it turns out to be a little bit more. This is definitely not young adult. This is definitely new adult. I heard it's very sexy, but very, very good. So hopefully I enjoy it. I also wind up picking up the Bind Up of Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black. This is the first series that she wrote in the fairy world. And I actually do have like 2 copies of this, but I've heard mixed things about this series, so I would like to actually dive into it soon. Definitely want to read it before I complete or reread and read Queen of Nothing. So it is on my to-read list. It just hasn't had the best reviews from what I've heard. But as I said, I always read stuff myself to give my own opinion. Also, the author of this book reached out to me and said if she would want me to read it. So I said, yes, of course. And it's The Morgans and the Jewel of Ban Ra by K.T. Daly. And it's just like a fantasy novel. Hopefully I'll get to read this soon because she was so nice. And I also, when I went to my book sale at work, I wound up picking up the second book in the series because I didn't know that there was a second. So I wound up picking up Pretenders by Lyssa Harrison. And I don't know anything about this book. Not a freaking thing. But I know that I need it so I can read the second book. And I also finally wind up getting a copy of Legendary by Stephanie Garber because I really want to read it. I took it out of the library like 3 different times and just never got around to reading it. This book is like a companion novel to Caraval, but it follows Tella, her sister. And I found a nice find at the secondhand bookstore that I was at, and I wound up getting The Anatomical Shape of a Heart by Jen Bennett. I've read all her books and really, really like it. But this is about a girl that winds up getting like a scholarship to work with cadavers. And then she meets a boy that kind of turns her life upside down. I love boys like that. They're so awesome. But yeah, so those are the books that I wound up picking up. I really go crazy in the summer because I have all this time to go book shopping and I just really, really utilize it because during the school year I don't have that time. But let me know what are some books in the comments you're really excited to see me read and review, and hopefully I'll get around to them soon. But yeah, have a nice day, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye.